supposed to been did this shit, but it's better late than never. But it's better late than never. About to eat it up for a while. Let me through. Shaking, screaming out loud, I'm a fool. Make my face shut, yeah. Leaking everywhere. Grind it out, I don't care what you do. Every time I look at you, be losing it. These young boys didn't know what to do with it. You got it all on my face. Alright. I love the way that it tastes. Alright. When you put it all on my plate, won't go to waste. That's what you get every day when you fucking with me. Fucking with me. That's what you get every day when you fucking with me. Fucking with me. That's what you get every day when you fucking with me.
You know this my shit, you know, so I really should've said
fucking with C. Yeah. You know that little bitty little boy is not fucking with C. I'm the only one can kiss it like that. The only one can lick it like that. Hey, and I'ma lick it till it's running like a river. Bustin' like a stick, I ain't even touch the trigger. Yeah, coming all daddy and I still ain't came with you. 3, 4, 5, going till you get the picture. Fuck all the rules, you get.
Hey everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Diva Nicole Show. I am your girl, Diva Nicole. I had a couple topics I wanted to touch on tonight. One is a situation with Mr. Chadwick Mitchell. He has a situation going on with the Blytheville Police Department. I'm going to go ahead and try to get him on the line so he can talk about that. And also, I have an interview with Mr. Brandon Jefferson regarding his brother Trenton Jefferson, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy that. But before I get into those two topics, I want to address this situation with one of my former classmates, Miss Wesley Ann Freemeyer Thomas. Now, Miss Thomas is a teacher at Gosnell Elementary School, and she apparently had some very disparaging remarks to say about the whole Black Lives Matter protest that was going on in Memphis yesterday on the I-240 bridge. Now, some people are really getting on my nerves, saying that, you know, she had an opinion and she had a right to her opinion and she was just frustrated about the traffic or whatever. You know what? I'm one of those people that tries to listen to every person's side, even if their stance, no matter what my own stance is. And so I try to listen to everybody and try to give them, you know, I'm trying to be neutral and just really hear them out. But there is really no way to defend what she said. Number one, we want to talk about the traffic. Well, that time of day, traffic in Memphis is bad anyways. So they didn't really hold up much of anything that wouldn't have already been held up. Number two, so what if they held up traffic? It's a protest. No one pays attention to a protest unless you make them pay attention. You're talking about it, so obviously you paid attention. So I guess they did their job. And the mayor of Memphis commended them on the way that they handled the protests. The citizens, the way they handled the protests. They said that Memphis was being spotlighted for the right thing this time. You know, it could have been people shooting each other or some other nonsense, but they were protesting about something that they felt passionate about. And just like we could say that Miss Thomas may have felt passionate about her feelings, so, you know, they both have the right to say what they feel like saying. But here's the thing. As a veteran, I took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. And within that Constitution, you have the right to assembly, what the Black Lives Matter protesters were doing, and you have the right to freedom of speech, what Miss Thomas did. But with either of those rights, it does not mean that you have freedom to them without consequence. Being that you decided to work for the public school system, you have an image to uphold. It's politics. I'm sorry. If you didn't want to be in a political arena, you should have chose a different career field. But since you did, you decided that you were going to be an educator, you were going to be educating our children, then that means that certain things you can't say publicly. If you feel a certain way about something and you want to just talk and laugh and whatever, get it off your chest with just your friends or at home with your husband, that is your business, because I can't tell you what to do behind closed doors, but we can have a say-so of what you say when it becomes public and when you have an influence on our children. See, for those of you that are saying that she had a right to her opinion and you don't want to see color and don't want to make it a race issue or whatever, that's fine. The ones of us that are speaking out about it, we aren't making it a race issue, but we feel that there was a bias on her behalf. Why in the world would you sit there and you tell peaceful protesters that if you had been driving through, you would have ran them over? Oh, are you threatening vehicular homicide? Maybe? Or said that they should be jailed or shot even. So, are you saying that every time somebody does something that you don't necessarily agree with, they should be shot? These people should be put to death because they're doing something that you don't agree with? They're not harming a soul. At the most, they're annoying people. At the most. But you said that they should be shot. And even that they should do us all a favor and just jump off the bridge into the river. I really don't see how anyone can sit there and defend these comments. She is my classmate. I've been knowing her since we were in 7th or 8th grade. So, of course, the last thing I want to do is believe the worst of her. But I can't do anything but what's there typed in black and white. And she knew she messed up when she started to get attention. And people started to call her out about it. So she decided to start blocking people. And then she deleted everything that she had posted on her page all the way back to 2012 to make it seem like she hadn't posted anything at all. But you forgot where you came from. You're from Blytheville, sweetheart. Do you really think that you were going to say something like that and people weren't going to screenshot it? And guess what? You think that what you say is just going to stay here in Blytheville, in the Blytheville-Gosnell area? Forgot. Everybody that went to school with you doesn't live here anymore. Or we have moved away, some moved back, but we know people from all over. So if we post something on our pages, guess what? They're going to see it, they're going to share it with their friends, and they're going to share it with their friends. So, now, I think you just wrote a check that you weren't ready to cash. Because you sent for us, and we came to you. FedEx delivery, overnight express to your front door. I hope you're ready for this party. Because you're not going to be able to go anywhere in this country and they not know about your racist, bigoted remarks and how you feel about Black Lives Matter. And you cannot agree with the Black Lives Matter movement. But when you start saying things basically wishing death upon someone or insinuating that you would commit an act that could result in someone's death, you have crossed the line and there's no defending that. So, you have attention-seeking behavior. And it may not have been the attention that you were looking for, but it's the attention that you got. And I hope that you can live with it. What are you, 29 now? You just learned your first life lesson about how to control your mouth. Or in this case, your fingertips, because you typed it. So, good luck with that. And I don't know if you're going to be fired. That's not my call. But you should definitely be reprimanded. And I don't believe that the citizens of Mississippi County, or anybody else for that matter, that has seen your post, is going to allow them to let you go without being reprimanded for what you had to say. So, yeah, that may just kill your teaching career here and possibly even overseas, because if you really think that you're going to come out your mouth sideways with certain things and potentially get a job working for the Department of Defense schools, and you're teaching the children of our servicemen and women overseas, they're not going to have that either. Actually, they will probably be stricter on you than the Gosnell public schools are going to be on you. And it doesn't matter whether or not you decide that you want to continue teaching public school or if you decide that you want to go teach private school. What you did on social media will follow you. Social media is unforgiving. It could be several years from now and someone will still bring it back up. So, I hope you learned a lesson from this. And for the rest of your friends that wanted to kiki and giggle and make jokes about whether or not black people got bit by mosquitoes, or whether mosquitoes may be racist towards black people, because there's no way that black people could be out there if mosquitoes were biting. You know, for the rest of you, you may not have been as vocal as her, but I've been told that some of you are also teachers. So the superintendent is not just investigating Miss Thomas. They are investigating the rest of you as well. And for those of you who didn't comment, but you may have felt like saying something, let this be a warning to you to keep your mouth shut. I am Diva Nicole, and I am everywhere your ignorance wants to be. Keep it locked and stay tuned to WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. Freaks.
Well, since you got my name in your mouth, tell you just say what's up. What's up? I'm with the shit. Hold on, try.
If you're an artist and you're looking for that something new to make your music pop, I got one of the hottest producers in the South. No, scratch that. The hottest in the country, continent, the Western Hemisphere. Hands down. It's my boy Sam Freeze. He might go by Freeze, but the boy is hot. He hotter than a big girl with a waist trainer and a sauna suit running in the middle of July. Now that's hot. So check him out on Instagram at SamFreeze870. He got the Diva Nicole stamp of approval, so you know it's official. Again, that is SamFreeze870 on Instagram.
Well, since you
go ahead
got
and check
my
him out.
name in your mouth, tell you just say what's up.
You are tuned in to the I Am Diva Nicole show. I am your host, Miss Diva Nicole. We are back, and I have a special guest with me, Mr. Brandon Jefferson. I brought him on so we can talk about the case with his brother, Mr. Trenton Jefferson. He is a Arkansas man from the city of Conway, and he has been sentenced to 18 years in prison for whipping his 5-year-old son with a leather belt. And this incident occurred in June of 2015. Mr. Jefferson was found guilty of residential burglary, domestic battery, and the jury sentenced him to 10 years for domestic battery, 5 years for residential burglary, and an additional 3 years for committing crime in front of another child, for a total of 18 years in prison, set to run consecutively. So, Brandon, I just want to get your thoughts, how you feel about the situation with your brother.
I mean, like, it's messed up. 'Cause, I mean, like, it's murders that done got 5, 10 years. Or you got one out scotch-free. you know what I'm saying, for murders or whatever, you know what I'm saying. You give my brother 18 years for whooping his son, you know what I'm saying, that ain't right, you know what I'm saying. I mean, like, well, kids don't get whoopings. I mean, like, it just ain't right at all, but you know what I'm saying, like, we just trying to do what we can do to kind of try to get him out the situation that he in, or, you know what I'm saying, somebody to just speak up and be like, nah, that ain't right, you know what I'm saying, for them to do that. I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, I mean, that's his son, you know what I'm saying, like, I mean, like, you not only just sentence him to 18 years for whooping his son, but you taking him out of his son's life. I mean, you destroying his life and his son's life, you know what I'm saying, he ain't got his father there with him. His father can't be there with him because, you know what I'm saying, this, you know what I mean, like, it's crazy.
And I know the people are going to ask this, so I'm going to go ahead and have you let them know personally. Just let them know just how much of an active father that your brother was in his son's life.
He was a great father. I mean, like, anything his son wanted, he bought him. Spent all the time in the world with him, taking him almost everywhere he go, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, they can't say he wasn't a great father because, you know what I'm saying, you one of the best fathers I know, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they ain't his only son, like, to the rest of his kids, I mean, his nieces and nephews, he a great father, brother, son, all that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he just a great friend of all his own boys, everybody, so, I mean, like, they just trying to make him out of to be a monster, like a menace or something. He ain't that, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't that type of person, you know what I'm saying? He was a good person, you know what I'm saying? He influenced a lot of people. He still influences a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Motivated a lot of people, like, I mean, like, what they trying to make him out to be, like, he wasn't none of that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, he was just giving his son a whooping for something that, you know what I'm saying, he didn't approve of, you know what I'm saying? Like, and, like, if he don't whoop his son, I mean, like, his son gonna continue to do it, so, like, you're gonna have to stop him from doing it some type of way, and that's the only way that we know how to stop our kids from doing that is giving them, you know what I'm saying, discipline. So, like, I mean, but he was a great father, you know what I'm saying, great father, great brother to me, you know what I'm saying, he motivated me, you know what I'm saying, like, all that. Like, it's the whole situation just crazy.
Now, I understand the concept behind whippings, but some people may not. But like you said, many of us have gotten whippings, but not even just think about a whipping per se. Let's think about the fact that every parent has to discipline their child, because what happens when they don't? We have all these unruly teenagers and juveniles running around, and then it seems like when a parent tries to step up and discipline their child so they will not be unruly, they want to take that right away from them, and then they criminalize the parent for doing what a parent is supposed to do. And that's the part that kind of puzzles me with your brother's case.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's just crazy. Like, I mean, I don't know if it done became a law, a new law or something, or what, but you know what I'm saying, like, I ain't never heard of anybody, you know what I'm saying, going to jail for whipping their kids. I mean, like, I've seen people go to jail for beating their kids almost to death, but you know what I'm saying, my brother ain't do that, you know what I'm saying, he just gave his son a regular whooping that we all done got growing up, you know, so, like, the whole situation just crazy. I mean, like, it's just, like, he a target out for some type of racism or hatred or something, you know what I'm saying, they ain't giving him no 18 years for whooping his son. Like, that ain't what he got the 18 years for. It's some type of hatred or something. Like, it just ain't right.
Okay, another situation I wanted to touch on real quick was with the Blavel Police Department with Mr. Chadrick Mitchell. He had the police dispatched to his house for a disagreement with his girlfriend. And, you know, she called them out there because they had a spat. And it appears that, I guess, he wasn't allowing her to go in and retrieve her clothing from his home. But we don't know exactly what all happened in the middle of that argument or that disagreement that they had. All we know is that the police were called. Now, for all we know is, you know, the female, she could have been aggressive. I don't want to say female just to, seem like I'm demeaning her or, making her seem like she's just a species. That's not what I mean, but that's kind of just how it came out. But for all we know, the woman, that's better. The woman could have been aggressive, and Mr. Mitchell was trying to keep her from entering his home in an effort to keep her from destroying his property. Like, that is his right as the leaseholder of the apartment and the property owner of everything that is inside that apartment. But the police showed up and they told him that he had to allow her to enter the home. And he said no, he didn't want to allow her in because she's not on a lease. That's not her place of residence. She was only spending the night. So they said, well, she's spending the night. She lives there. And you can see the officer, tend to get a bit, I guess, agitated. And he goes in and talks about, I don't have time to babysit you two or whatever. I got better things I could be doing. And he starts to, ask Mr. Mitchell for his name, and he doesn't give it to him. Now, at this point, some of you may say, hey, he should have given the police officer his name. We can go back and forth and argue about that part till we're blue in the face. But that does not negate what happens next. That does not keep the police officer from being responsible for what happened next. Eventually, Mr. Mitchell turned away from the police officer. He was sitting on a car for the first part of the conversation. He gets up off the back of the car and he turns around as to head towards his door to his apartment as to let the woman in. And as his back is turned, the police officer shoots him in the back with the taser and simultaneously says that he is under arrest. And everyone is like, whoa, what are you doing? Why did you do that? I told him he was under arrest. You should listen. And like, no, that did not happen. You simultaneously said he was under arrest as you were already using the taser. Now, it is my understanding that a taser is a form of non-lethal force used for a officer to defend themselves in some type of altercation. There was no altercation. Mr. Mitchell's back was turned from the police officer. He was not coming toward him. He was not even being aggressive. His fists weren't raised. He wasn't doing any screaming. So at that point, even if you want to say that Mr. Mitchell was wrong in not giving a police officer his name, that does not make the police officer justified in his actions by taking the taser and shooting Mr. Mitchell in his back. For one, you cannot shoot a person when they are retreating. And with his back turned to him, that would be retreating, right? He wasn't doing anything as in exhibiting any type of threatening behavior. So the fact that people can sit there and say, well, he should have gave him the name, and like that makes it okay. It doesn't. We're just, we're lucky in this case that there was a taser and not a gun, because he could have easily shot him in the back with the gun, and you're going to say that if he had killed him, he would have been justified in killing him because he didn't give him his name? Because that's basically what you're saying if you say that, it was okay for him to tase him while his back was turned just because he didn't give him his name. And do you know that although tasers are considered a non-lethal choice of force, people can still die from the shock of a taser. It's a form of electrocution. So, if Mr. Mitchell had in fact died from the taser, you're going to say that the police was justified in killing him, or justified in his accidental death because Mr. Mitchell didn't give him his name? I just cannot sit here and, logically try to understand that. There really is no justification behind that. So, we have a lot of situations that we're seeing like this. I do not doubt that the majority of the police aren't the bad guys. But we're seeing too many of the bad guys do things, so we don't know who the good guys are anymore. I wanted to have Mr. Mitchell on here to allow him to speak about his own situation, but at the current time, he's dealing with lawyers, and he is not allowed to speak at the moment about the case. So, you guys, keep your thoughts and prayers with the Mitchell family. And if you want to check out the video, you can find it on my fan page on Facebook, my Facebook fan page. I am Diva Nicole. You can see the video from the police body cam and see the whole situation for yourself. And that's all I want to say to you guys. So, again, keep it locked to WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. Praise.
Well, since you got my name in your mouth, tell you just say what's up. What's up? I'm with the shit. Hold on, try. Hold on.
If you're an artist and you're looking for that something new to make your music pop, I got one of the hottest producers in the South. No, scratch that. The hottest in the country, continent, the Western Hemisphere. Hands down. It's my boy Sam Freeze. He might go by Freeze, but the boy is hot. He had it in a big girl with a waist trainer and a sauna suit running in the middle of July. Now that's hot. So check him out on Instagram at SamFreeze870. He got the Diva Nicole stamp of approval, so you know it's official. Again, that is SamFreeze870 on Instagram.
Well, since you
go ahead
got
and check him out.
my name in your mouth, tell you just say what's up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the I Am Diva Nicole Show. I want to appreciate you for taking your time and listening to the interview with Mr. Brandon Jefferson. If you want to catch the full interview, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Danielle Diva Nicole Reed. And just to wrap up, I know we have had a whole lot of things going on this week. A lot of emotions are still high. Tensions is reeling for everything that's going on, from the police shootings to the shootings of the police. And, everybody is just kind of like in their feelings and really emotional right now. But what I want us to do is to not let this moment pass us. Like, there's been so many times where we all get excited and we all get worked up and we want to talk about what's going on at the moment. And then we forget it and we go back to something else. This is the moment where we need to strike while the iron is hot. We need to keep our foot on their necks because they've kept their foot on our necks long enough. So we need to keep our foot on their necks and make them pay attention. So with that, I want to give a shout out to my producer, Mr. Sam Freeze, who has been so patient and putting up with me and making sure that I sound so great on the radio for you guys. Also, I want to send a shout out to my custom t-shirt line. I'm doing a t-shirt line. I'm partnering with my sister of Anthony Ager Custom Apparel, and I am Diva Nicole. We're going to do this t-shirt line together, and you can find the t-shirt at www.anthonyazzure, that's AZZURE, customapparel.com. www.bigcartel.com. And one other shout out is to Duchess, my girl Duchess, over at Black Ink. Well, from Black Ink, I should say. Over at Pretty in Ink. Let you know that she has her own shop. Go check her out over at Pretty in Ink on South Tryon. The whole Pretty in Ink squad, they are talented and amazing artists. You go there, they're going to make sure that your tattoo is right. So with that, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, tune in every week, every Sunday to the I Am Diva Nicole Show. Sundays at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, I am everywhere your ignorance wants to be. Thank you for tuning in to WGIV, the soul of Charlotte.